Hello and welcome to my channel, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be talking about Japan. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And for more videos like this, also watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. My youngest son's channel, Henny's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive in. Japan, island country laying off the east coast of Asia. It consists of a giant string of islands in a northeast-southeast arc that stretches for approximately 1,500 miles. Through the western North Pacific Ocean, nearly the entire land area is taken up by the country's four main islands from north to the south. These are Hokkaido, Hoshina, Shurika, and Koisha. Hoshia is the largest of the four, followed in size by Hokkaido, Croatia, and Shurika. In addition, there are numerous smaller islands, the major groups of which are the Ryukyu Islands, including the island of Okinawa to the south and west of Croatia, and the Izu, Barun, and Volcano Islands to the south and east of central Honshu. The national capital, Tokyo, in east central Honshu, is one of the world's most populous cities. The Japanese landscape is rugged, with more than 4/5 of the land surface consisting of mountains. There are many active and dormant volcanoes, including Mount Fuji, which at an elevation of 12,388 feet is Japan's highest mountain. Abundant precipitation and the generally mild temperatures throughout most of the country have produced a lush vegetation cover. And despite the mountainous terrains and generally poor soils, have made it possible to raise a variety of crops. Japan has a large and, to a great extent, ethnically homogeneous population, which is heavily concentrated in the low-lying areas along the Pacific coast of Honshu. Complexity and contrast are the keynotes of life in Japan, a country possessing an intricate and ancient cultural tradition, yet one that since 1950 has emerged as one of the world's most economically and technologically advanced societies. Heavy emphasis is placed on education, and Japan is one of the world's most literate countries. Tension between old and new is apparent in all phases of Japanese life. A characteristic sensitivity to natural beauty and a concern with and balance are evident in such cities as Kyoto and Nara, as well as in Japan's ambiguous gardens, even in the countryside. However, the impact of rapid westernization is evident in many aspects of Japanese life. The agricultural regions are characterized by low population densities and well-ordered rice fields and fruit orchards, whereas the industrial and urbanized belt along the Pacific coast of Honshu is noted for its highly concentrated population, heavy industrialization, and environmental pollution. Humans have occupied Japan for tens of thousands of years, but Japan's record history begins only in the 1st century BCE, with mention in Chinese sources. Contract with China and Korea in the early centuries CE brought profound changes to Japan, including the Chinese writing system, Buddhism, and many artistic forms from the continent. The first steps at political unification of the country occurred in the late 4th and early 5th century CE under the Yamito court. A great civilization then developed first at Nara in the 8th century, and then at Hiroku, now Kawada, from the late 8th to the late 12th century. The 7 centuries thereafter were a period of domination by military rulers, culminating in near isolation from the outside world from the early 17th to the mid 19th century. The reopening of the country ushered in contact with the West in a time of unpredicted change. Japan sought to become a modern industrialized nation and pursued the acquisition of a large overseas empire, initially in Korea and China. By late 1941, this later policy caused direct confrontation with the United States and its allies to defeat in World War II, 1939 to 45. Since the war, however, Japan's spectacular economic growth, one of the greatest of any nation in that period, brought the country to the forefront of the world economy. It now is one of the world's foremost manufacturing countries and traders of goods, and is a global financial leader. Land Japan is bounded to the west by the Sea of Japan, the East Sea, which separates it from the eastern shores of South and North Korea and southwestern Siberia, Russia to the north by La Perouse Sour Strait, separated from Russia-held Shahigan Island, and by the Sea of Okhisha to the northeast by the southern Kuluy Islands since World War II under Soviet and then Russian administration, to the east and south by the Pacific, and to the southeast by the East China Sea, which separates it from China. The island of Tsushima lies between northeastern Kasia and southeastern South Korea and defines the Korean Strait on the Korean side and the Tsunami Strait on the Japanese side. The mountainous character of the country is the outcome of organic forces largely during time, roughly the past 2.6 million years, as evidenced by the frequent occurrence of violent earthquakes, volcanic activities, and signs of change in sea levels along the coast. There are no sizable structural plains or peneplains, large island areas leveled by erosion, features that usually occur in more stable regions of the earth. The mountains are for the most part in a youthful stage of dissection, in which steep slopes are encased by dense river valley networks. Rivers are mostly territorial, and their valleys are accompanied by a series of river terraces that are the result of movements in the Earth's crust, as well as climatic and sea level changes in Herculean times, i.e. the past 11,700 years. Recent volcanoes are jet-propelled, with old and highly distorted ones. The shores are characterized by everglades and depressed features such as headlands and bays, which display an incoming stage of development. The mountains are divided into many small land blocks that are separated by lowlands or deep saddles. There is no longer continuous mountain range. These land blocks are the result of intense faulting movement of adjacent rock masses along a fracture. In rapping, bending of the Earth's crust, the former process is regarded as dominant. One consequence is that mountain blocks are often bounded by fault scraps and fluctuant slopes that descend in steep formation to the adjacent lowlands. Coastal alloy fans, cone-shaped deposits of aluminum that run together are formed where rivers emerge from the mountains. When the rivers are large enough to extend their courses to the sea, low dryadic plains develop in front of the fans. This occurs most frequently when the rivers empty into shallow and shattered bays, as in the deltas of Canado, Nobly, and Oshakana. In most places, however, fan surfaces plunge directly into the sea and are separated by low, sandy beach ridges. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out to the next one.